Hello, everybody. I hope you're all having a great day. Today, we're going to be discussing and going over buffing taillights. So here we have two taillights for 98 to 02 Pontiac Firebird or Trans Am. We're doing a restoration project on this Trans Am and decided to use these honeycomb taillights. The ones that we have here are pretty dull and scratched up, so we're going to sand out the scratches the best we can and get them buffed up and looking new. So first, to jump off, we're going to turn around and we're going to clean the taillights, get all the grease, dirt, and grime off of them. And then we're going to sand all the scratches out that we can. Then we're going to jump into the compound step where we take out those sand scratches and finish with a polish. All right, without further ado, let's get going on these taillights. During our sanding here, I'm going to start out with some 3000 grit Trizac, which is it's not very aggressive, so I always start out with the path of least resistance. So we started with 3000, it wasn't taking the scratch out, so I jumped down to 2000 in a block and just wet sanded. And then we jumped back up to 3000 on the DA, and then ended up buffing out, and I was happy with how that came out. So when I start buffing, it's going to sling compound everywhere, and this portion of the taillight is actually textured, and I found that compound is exceedingly hard to get off of textured plastic. So instead of dealing with that, I'm just going to tape it off with some masking tape and call it good, instead of trying to clean it off later. I can go into buffing more later at another point, but it's very important. It's not as important on taillights and, headlights, but you always want to buff off the panel. So what that means is it's spinning off the panel. So if I'm going to buff this light and say that this is the edge here, I want it to be spinning off the panel and have my pad going off the panel and not coming back in and hitting on the panel. Because when I'm doing that, these edges are, when it comes to panels, they have the least amount of clear coat, and you're more likely to burn through doing it that way. So I'm not the best at buffing, but I am trying to uphold that concept while doing this when I buff anything. So anyways, here we go. So now I'm checking to see if there's any haze on it, you know, because then I'll need to buff it a little harder with the wool before I move on to the polish. This is Alright guys, I really like how these taillights came out. I think they're going to look great on this car. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to hit me up on the comments and just let me know what you would like to see, or if you have any questions. If you want to see more of this content, please like and consider subscribing. Alright guys, till the next time.